Hello, this is James. I saw some posts about the Blackluster Soldier 3-star demotion hybrid deck, and I wanted to see if I could make my own version with some substitutions. I always get asked about substitutions. But first, basically what the deck is you summon Blackluster Soldier, big, huge beat stick, and you summon him using Super Soldier Synthesis. And what Super Soldier Synthesis says is you must send one light and one dark monster, one from your hand and one from your deck, to the graveyard, whose total levels equal exactly 8. So this hybridizes well with Sangha of the Thunder and the 3-star demotion ability, because you have this and this and this in your hand, and then you tribute Sangha and a Dijen Disarray of Rituals, which is a super rare from the Ultimate Rising pack. And then you have your Blackluster Soldier, who's now immune to traps, because when you tribute summon monsters with this portly fellow, the monster ritual summon using this card is unaffected by trap effects. And so effectively, Super Soldier Synthesis searches your deck for a trap killing effect for your beat stick. So now he's more than just a beat stick. Now he's immune to Wall of Disruption. And from before, you can banish him to summon Relinquished, to support Blackluster Soldier, and to it covers the weakness of this deck, which is spells. Since you can block out traps, now you have to worry about spells. And a big thing that you have to watch out for is not enemy controller so much, but Super Rush. And if you have Relinquished suck up the monster, you don't have to worry about that. So Dijen Disarray of Rituals is the pivot on which this deck turns, but you only need one of him. The original deck had like two of everything. Well, one of these, and then two of these, and then two Senjus. I only have one. Two Sonic Burrows. I only have one. Two Sphere Karibos. Sphere Karibo is not super important as a Sphere Karibo, but more as a 1-star dark monster, because for Super Soldier Synthesis you need a 1-star dark monster or a 1-star light monster, and a 7-star light monster or 7-star dark monster. There's no fairy Karibos, but the deck still works well. So you have your Sanghas, and then the other card that combos with Blackluster Soldier is Gateway to Chaos. So when you play this card, you add a Blackluster Soldier or a Gaia to your hand, and actually you can only play it if one of these is in your deck to be added to your hand. So it searches Blackluster Soldier, and when monsters get sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, it accumulates counters, and you can remove 3 of them to get Super Soldier Synthesis. And Super Soldier Synthesis can summon Blackluster Soldier from the graveyard. Since you probably already used Dijen Disarray of Rituals, and that's in the graveyard now, you can't then get another trap-proof Blackluster Soldier, but they already used their Super Rush and their Wall of D, most likely, against your support monsters, Relinquished and Sangha, so that's okay. And then as a substitute for Gateway to Chaos, because again I only have one, is Planet Pathfinder. You can summon this and tribute it and add a field spell to your hand. And since this deck is mostly, or not mostly, it's like 60% ritual summons. You don't have to worry about your special summoning monsters. You don't have to worry about keeping your normal summon as much, but getting that Blackluster special summon trap proof and then comboing it with the 3-star demotion, Sangha is pretty nice. And lastly, I have defense draw because I find it useful. You could substitute in fulfillment of the contract because you can summon Super Soldier Synthesis, summon BLS, and then tribute Relinquish from your hand and a Sangha from your deck, and then fulfillment of the contract, the Relinquished out of the graveyard. Roll the clips! Man, this music is jamming. So we start off with a great hand, and we play our Gateway to Chaos, and we special summon Blackluster Soldier straight off the bat. Since we have a Sangha in our hand, we can use it to search, quotes, air quotes, Degen Disarray of Rituals, making our Blackluster Soldier trap-proof. And it makes your opponent can still play traps on the monster, they just don't do anything. So like a Floodgate won't work, a Wall of D just won't work. And while this deck is still pretty new, it's pretty funny to see your opponent waste traps on your monster, such as that Michizuri just now. And so here we're in a strong position, and as we accumulate counters, we only have 2 so far, but as we accumulate counters on Gateway to Chaos, we can use it to search any ritual card that we want. Unfortunately not Fulfillment of the Contract, because it's an equipped spell and not a ritual card. And so here, right, Blackluster Soldier is still weak to spells, but we can use Gateway to Chaos to get another Super Soldier Synthesis and revive our fallen warrior. Strides boldly from the land of the dead, claim victory for his master. And we also play Senju for lethal damage. Good job. And here we have an Aroma Hazy, and this is one of the strong points of the deck, is just locking down aggression from the get-go, because you're able to just get a big fat monster out. Search, quotes again, search the Degen, because, and again, that's why having 3 Sangha is important, because you can see their Wall of Disruption. It affects the pigeon, but not our noble BLS, because he's protected by the Degen. That's why having 3 Sangha is important, because you can use them as the light tribute from your hand, and then you get the 1-star dark tribute from your deck. And then you also can use the 3-star demotion skill to have support for your BLS, and also, you know, Sangha's effect of reducing the attack points to 0 is great. And since this deck is new and nobody knows it, I use the ritual spell cards as bluffs, and our opponent dishonorably disconnects. And here, this video, I forwarded it to turn 8 because he stalled me out. I wasn't able to get the Degen protection on my BLS, and he wasn't able to get anything good until turn 7. So here I have I've absorbed his Samurai Skull, and I have a weakened BLS, and he's gonna put all of his might into just crushing Relinquished, because all of us from a year ago just have nightmares about Harpy's Hunting Ground Relinquished just never dying and continually sucking up the monsters. And this is here. See, this is good. If BLS gets weakened, if Relinquish gets crushed, Sanga's a good out. And I go ahead and blow up BLS so that I can revive him once more. And I don't think our opponent has anything going. We're going to go Gateway to Chaos. And this time we have Dijin in our hand. So we're going to tribute him from our hand. Summon our BLS from the grave. This deck gets so much value. Summon him from the grave. And one of Sanga's brothers from the deck. And we go for the attack. And Gozuki's effect activates. And so we just have to take care of one more. And our opponent surrenders honorably. And would I recommend investing in this deck? I would not. For two reasons. The first one of which is that Red Eye Slash Dragon with 2 equips is bigger than it. And even with only 1 equip, if they suicide, such as in this case, they can bring it back with Red Eye's Spirit. So that's no good. And again, before we get carried away with another glorious victory, another weakness of this deck is Super Rush. In this case, so having a, this isn't a mono-type deck. BLS is Earth, Sanga's Light. And this was just an unlucky case of the opponent having two Super Rushes in their opening hand, which sucks. But it's another reason that you don't want to go digging in chaotic compliance for BLS. On to the next victory. So here, usually I like to keep all my cards in my hand so that we can just kind of explode outward without tipping our hands, because a lot of players are experienced. But this deck is still pretty new. And actually, what I should have been looking out for is the Hydrogeddon. Just playing the Pigeon, since he has Sabersaurus, if he had played a Hydrogeddon, he would have been able to get another Hydrogeddon, and that would have been lethal that turn. But thankfully he doesn't. And we draw Sphere Kuriboh, a good safety option. And you can totally replace the Sphere Kuribohs, because there's supposed to be like 2 or 3 of them, with the normal event Kuribohs. And I have to think about, because we don't need them in defense position, because they're smaller than BLS, and Relinquish sucks them up, and they're smaller than Sangha. And the normal event Kuribohs just sponge up the damage for you. So we can't wait any longer. I was waiting for something that would give us BLS, but I just go ahead and normal summon the Sangha. And we get Wall of Disruption, but I was expecting that. That's why the Kuriboh was good. So he goes and he pins our Black Illusion Ritual, which I'm totally fine with because he feels safe. And he goes ahead and attacks Sangha to activate his effect, and then I can't use it anymore, so now Sanga's gone. But now we can not summon BLS, but Relinquished. Because we have Gaia the Fierce Knight, but we don't have a 1-star light type monster in our deck. And so that's why I'm thinking about Fairy Kuriboh, or the Wing Kuriboh, which is a fairy type. But we go ahead, but Relinquished is Kryptonite to beater decks. So we suck him up and do another fake bluff, and that's pretty much game. Thank you for watching.